here. I mean, yesterday I was following the protests.
My
I
word.
mean, I was so blown away by
3
the...
days
Yeah, like I was saying,
advocacy
I was
against Galamsey.
blown away by the commitment to a cause by the Ghanaian youth, and for me it was amazing, right?
I feel like they deserve a start. Where's the bell?
Oh, Charlie, you see now you're siding
Now
with
I'm siding with you.
Yeah, you see,
Where's the
it
bell?
was the intentionality
Right.
of the whole process, right? No issues with the police, no scuffles here and there, and at the end of the day, they got a message out there. And they did it in such an amazing fashion, right? The donors mobilizing people. You know, there's this whole thing about convening power. Yes, convening power. You said that a lot of the time it's only political parties and churches really, or religious organizations that have been able to convene people, sometimes at the shortest possible notice. And beyond those two institutions, it was really difficult to see anybody else. But yesterday, the Ghanaian youth defied the odds, and it was really amazing to see. So yeah,
I like the support from all walks of life. We're going to delve into that.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I'm sure you can't. You have a lot to say. I also discovered something. When we get there, we'll discuss that.
Tell me. I mean, shout outs to the Ghanaian, the youth Ghanaian community in UK.
Both in Ghana
and in the UK
and in
also.
the UK.
Amazing.
And even in the US when during the UNDP. Yeah. So ChannelOneNews.com, a bit of what we have on that portal. Galamsey fights, Ghanaians in UK protest at High Commission. And that's my friend in the picture.
Oh, really?
Bernice, yes, with the afro hair. Bernice, stop illegal mining now. I like that.
Did you see the placards that
I love the UK placards. Like,
incredible. It says Ghana Water Limited.
Literally.
You know, and the Ghana Water is blue. Then the literally is brown. Yeah. Galamsey. Yeah. Then the limited is brown because Galamsey. Yeah. And the literally is like red or something because life.
And then the I think the colors of our flag: green, yellow, green.
You know, so they did blood. So like red.
Yeah. So then blood and then the yellow.
The yellow, which is gold. So blood, gold, greed. Charlie, that was deep.
Powerful.
That was deep. Incredible.
Yeah. So ChannelOneNews.com, Galamsey fights, Ghanaians in UK protest at High Commission. Fighting Galamsey, not Akufo-Addo's sole responsibility, NPP's Alfred Thompson. Election 2024, religion must not be basis for elections, as according to NAPO. Galamsey, ignore Akufo-Addo's appeal, proceed with strike, Franklin Kudjo to organize labor. Leave Lebanon immediately, government to Ghanaian officials. Stop engaging in propaganda and fight Galamsey, Professor Jampo tells government. Anti-Galamsey protests, 40 illegal miners narrowly escape arrest. Task force destroys Chang funds. Any other stories?
So on the citynewsroom.com, still here, big story on the front portal. Ghanaians in UK join anti-Galamsey protest. You mentioned that. Election 2024, reject political parties that attempt to buy your vote. Alan Kwejo Tremantin tells Ghanaians. John Dumelo, Pierre others join 3-day anti-Galamsey protest. Still on the protest, the Akufo-Addo not committed to Galamsey fights. That's coming in from the NDC Deputy Youth Organizer Osman Ayariga. Also here, Africa's mismanagement of natural resources tragic. And former Speaker of Parliament Mike Okwe with that one. Cheddar picks Dr. Miriam Isaka Krisi as vice presidential candidate. I'm not sure a lot of people saw that coming. And also here, Galamsey disregard Akufo-Addo and proceed with strike Franklin Kudjo to organize labor. Catholic bishop urged government to stop paying lip service and tackle Galamsey head on. Not too different from what Yvonne Chaka told the president on that city CBS interview. And let me go to the news center. The news center.com, big stories here. Free the Citizens demonstrators present petition to Attorney General's office. Also here, Adongo's lies against Dr. Baumia, a display of desperation. Ghana launches the National Cyber Security Policy and Strategy. Chamber of Electronic Money Issuers launched. And some other ones. 90% of Tirano mine sold to Asante Gold Corporation. And these are some of the big stories. Springfield to begin appraisal of Afina 1 well with deep sea bolster rig. And these are some of the big stories
on graphic.com.gh. It has subsequent audit reports will vindicate National Cathedral projects. That's according to the government spokesperson. Ghana Teacher Prize, Fusaina Fusaini, adjudged 2024 Ghana's most outstanding teacher. He calls from citizens to put an end to the menace of illegal mining from Pomboating to President Akufo-Addo. Galamsey, deadly impact on Dinsu River. EPA demands swift solution. Tugbe Afedid establishes African Traditional Leadership Institute. At least 78 dead and dozens missing after ferry disaster in DR Congo. Street protest against Galamsey enters day 3 with more numbers. And Catholic Church to host environmental protest walk against Galamsey on October 11.
Super.
Those are some of the stories there. Let's delve into some of them.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this morning we'll try speak to some of the organizers behind the Free the Citizens, Stop Galamsey Now protest that took place 3 days. Exactly. Amazing show of resilience and commitment to a cause. The cause being the cause for free water. It's not free water, sorry. Clean drinking water. Yeah, and we'll try and delve into that a little lately. But, you know, in the spirit of talking about our natural resources, right, the former speaker, immediate past Speaker of Parliament, has been commenting on the way Africa nations in general have been managing their natural resources, Ghana inclusive, and he describes it as tragic. And excerpts of the story reads that the former Speaker of Parliament, Professor Aaron Michael Quay, has expressed deep concern over Africa's handling of its natural resources, describing the situation as tragic, particularly the continent's underutilization of solar energy. Speaking at the 50th celebration of the Christian Service University in Kumasi on Friday, Prof. Okwe highlighted Africa's failure to capitalize on its abundant natural resources for sustainable development. He pointed to solar power as a key opportunity that has been largely neglected. Prof. Okwe urged leaders to take decisive action to tap into Africa's vast solar potential and invest in renewable energy solutions that could drive long-term growth and sustainability. I mean, it's interesting because he plays a very leading role. I mean, it's also a key figure, really, when you look at the senior most people in this government, right, or in the party. He might not necessarily be in government, but he's a key figure in the NPP as an institution and as a party. And it will be interesting to know, you know, in the past, we've said that the people that occupy party positions in Ghana, right, the two leading political parties, they've not been as strong as the arrowheads in government, right? So if you look at the NPP's executive, the national executive, right, as against strong people in government like the running mate, like the flag bearer and his running mate, or even the president, or even the chief of staff, right? If you look at the weight they carry, or the political gravitas, as some people say, they've not been as strong as people who've been in government, right? So there's been calls for strong men and women to also take up very senior positions in party work, right? And that is how people believe that if it's that way, it's easier for them to call out the government when they are misbehaving, whether they are in opposition or they are in government, and speak to the issues. And for a lot of people, Professor Michael Quay is one of such people. He's been there, he's senator, right? He's been Speaker of Parliament, he's been Member of Parliament, he's been minister for different portfolios. And now I think he was part of the process of selecting the NPP flag bearer, right, in terms of dispute resolutions and all of that, right? And he's a senior figure in the party. So it'll be interesting whether he's able to mention this to the president, because he makes a really important call. He says, see, we've not utilized our natural resources enough. And now, considering all that's happening within the illegal mining, irresponsible mining activities going on in the country, people feel that he should be able to also tell the president that, say, look, Nana, we saw you. We both contested in 2007. We were 17 people. We've seen you start, right? He also has a major stake in the party. He's not like a newbie. He didn't come in the 2010s. He was around during the formation of the NPP. So he should be able to tell the president that, look, Mr. President, the way you're handling the fight is not proper. So we commend him for speaking out against how our resources have been managed in the past. But it's not enough there. He should be able to look into the faces of the leaders we have now, his own party folks, and tell them that, look, the way we are going is really tragic, right? So that's it with Professor Michael Quay. I don't know if you have any other stories.
Should we delve into the demonstrations now, or
yeah? I mean, why not? A lot of people are interested in finding out how that went down.
So I have here on ChannelOneNews.com, Galamsey fights, Guineans in UK protest at High Commission. A significant protest took place on Saturday, October 5, outside the Ghana High Commission in London, as demonstrators rallied against illegal mining activities commonly known as Galamsey in Ghana. Chanting slogans and holding placards, the protesters called for immediate action from the Guinean government to combat illegal mining operations which have led to severe deforestation, water pollution, and displacement of local communities. The demonstrators emphasized the urgent need for sustainable mining practices and stricter enforcement of environmental regulations. They also called on the government to free detained Democracy Hub protesters. Meanwhile, the third day of the ongoing anti-Galamsey protest in Ghana saw a significant boost in support as prominent figures, including actor and politician John Dumelo, social media influencer Fiodo, joined the demonstrators. The protest, which aims to draw attention to the devastating effects of illegal mining on the environment, has been gaining momentum for the past 3 days. The protesters are energetic amidst singing and dancing.
You know my highlight of the protest?
What?
You know, yesterday, Joe Jackson,
yes,
Ghana's favorite uncle.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Uncle Joe.
So he joined, he was doing some dance.
I hope this morning he can still raise that hand.
No, Uncle Joe is solid.
Uncle Joe is strong.
He's strong. It's interesting because he made a really profound, he was interviewed by one of our colleagues in the media, and he made a profound comment. He said, see, he's there because he believes in the cause, really. And that if you look at Cocoa, he talks economy all the time.
Yes,
he talks numbers, right? Because of his background. And he says, see, if you look at one of the issues affecting the cocoa sector, of course, you can talk about the swollen shoot, you can talk about smuggling and all of that, but also significantly is the issue of Galamsey, how people are fast selling their lands to these illegal miners and these small-scale miners to degrade and to just mine irresponsibly, right? And he was making the point that could have long-term implications on the economy of Ghana, and that is why we need to speak up. And I thought it was really profound because, we talk about, a lot of the time the conversation has been fixated on the fact that we might not have clean drinking water in the near future, and that we might have to import water, which is true. We talk about mercury, we talk about deformities, but also true is the fact that it has possible implications, and it's been identified to be true that if not checked, Galamsey, one of the long-term effects is that our economy will be poor for it if not checked. Yeah, and he made a point. He made a point.
So many bans, and then we're so comfortable. So I was reading around, Jude, and I found a disease called Minamata.
Actually,
Minamata disease, and according to Google, the Webster Dictionary, it's a neurological disease caused by severe mercury poisoning. And that is what we're about to do to ourselves. So in 2014, we signed a mercury convention.
All the pacts and the conventions there.
Ghana signed a mercury convention that was ratified in 2017. And then we are washing this gold into our water and using mercury. And we are at risk of that Minamata disease, and we're doing nothing about it. And we're given a sum of money, a huge sum of money, to ensure that we mine without mercury, or as little mercury as possible.
Yeah.
And today we are here.
It's
so yes, kids are being born with all these deformities, all these diseases, and then we're still mining with mercury, and we expect change. And we've signed something.
Shocking.
We've signed onto something that has been ratified, and we're comfortable as a country.
It's interesting.
And I read this on the UN website.
It's interesting you talk about the mercury. Maybe you should just try find more and let's educate the public on it, because I didn't even know we had anything like a mercury.
I didn't know.
Mercury pact that we've signed on.
It's back in the days, it was a disease that actually really happened in Japan, and it still exists some way, somehow. So they've also signed on to the convention. They're also ensuring that, you know, the mercury that they use is, you know, minimized to a bit. And here we are, comfortable with our president not saying anything. And organized labor is, I don't know what they are doing.
Charlie,
are they going to strike, or they're not going to strike?
So yesterday on a big issue, they said they'll come out and respond, so it's fine. Because, you know, investigative journalist Manasseh Azuri on his social media alleged that reports and sources close to him confirmed that the Ghana Medical Association in the aftermath of their meeting with the president are pulling out. Mind you, I had a 20-minute interview with Thomas Musa, who is General Secretary of the Ghana National Association of Teachers. And he told me point blank in the interview that he wasn't at the meeting, but he's been briefed on what was discussed. And he still is part of the demonstration. Nothing has changed.
Nothing has changed.
They are still on course for October 10. And now Ghana Medical, so I reached out to the Ghana Medical Association and I was asking them if that was really the case. And I think the secretary, Professor York, told me that in the coming days they'll issue a statement on the matter. And I'm just hoping that
coming days, babe.
Yeah. So you know, it's serious. You talk about the Mercury Pact. Top of my head, I know we have the WASH agreement where we've signed on to, Ramsar Convention 1971 where we've signed up to. So, and look at the state of our wetlands even in the country.
We were in Dubai and we signed another
COP28.
Yes,
the COP, we've gone for all
the COPs.
I can remember.
All the COPs.
Incredible. Anyway, we've been joined by one of the organizers, you could say lead organizer really, of the demonstration, the 3-day demonstration that took place. Free the Citizens, Stop Galamsey. Now, incredible amount of work they put in to make this a huge success. I would say it's been one of the most profound demonstrations we've had. I was saying to you that the intentionality by the organizers was just top notch. So we've been joined by one of the organizers, Joshua Boy Do. I mean, a lot of people don't know him by that name.
I was wondering, who is
Joshua Boy Do? Yeah, but if you say Kali J,
everybody knows
Kali J. Kali J, congratulations on a successful 3-day protest. Talk to us briefly about how it all started. What led you to come together, organize people, mobilize people for this really important cause?
Okay, good morning, and good morning to everyone. Good morning to the viewers. Good morning to yourself as well. So I think this demonstration came out as a result of constant agitation from people on social media, especially X, that's Twitter. We saw the videos of our friends and families and loved ones being arrested. The hashtag started, it went viral. A lot of people joined the campaign, and we continued their fight. Because it all began maybe we the citizens started asking for clean and safe drinking water. And we called for a ban on mining. So I think once it started, everybody picked up on it, and our people started getting arrested. We had to make a stand, and it got to a point where we cannot sit on the fence anymore. So we had to hit the streets. We sent a notice to the police, and they cooperated with us, and we were able to make this happen.
So just for those who are unaware or the uninitiated, how many petitions in total did you send? Because I know on day one you sent a couple of petitions, day two as well. Which institutions did you petition in these 3 days, during this 3-day demonstration?
Okay, so the very first day we was used to send a petition to the Attorney General's office to help release our friends and families that have been detained for more than a week. I'm not talking now, Oliver Baker, Ralph, Vera, and the others.
And all of that.
And the second, Cedric and Amofa and the rest. Glenn and the names are playing to 53 people.
53, yeah.
We sent a petition to the Attorney General, and the two were sent to Minerals Commission to put an end to Galamsey. We had a third petition which we wanted to submit to Parliament, but I think they're on a break, but it's still ready. And once they resume, we will also find a way to send a petition to them to repeal the laws that allow people to mine in our forest reserves as well. So I think those were the three petitions that we had, and we've submitted two. So hopefully we'll be able to submit the third one at in due time.
My colleague Eno has some questions for you.
Kali, looking at the numbers that turned up, were you impressed? You know, from day one, day two, I felt like each day it kept increasing.
Yeah, it kept increasing. The very first day was on a Thursday, and we were able to gather enough numbers, and a lot of people had concerns in the very beginning because they saw people being arrested, so a lot of them were a bit scared to join us.
Yeah.
So after the first day was very peaceful, and the next day, that was Friday, others also joined. And usually people close earlier on Fridays, so quite the numbers doubled up on Friday, and on Saturday, those who saw both the Thursday and Friday agreed and promised to join us because they saw how peaceful we were, and they saw how smooth everything, that well organized everything was. So on Saturday, the numbers multiplied. It was. I hope it sent a strong message to our
it definitely did send a strong message. I mean, we saw how even the international community, the international media, and even local media took this matter up seriously. But Kalije, talk to us about your next line of action, because I've seen a series of tweets from you as well saying that you could do this again, or conversations are being had on going about it again if your demands are not met.
Obviously, we posted, we did a 3-day demonstration, and hopefully we want to see results. So if we sit and we watch and we realize we are not getting the results we need, we will definitely continue. We have to continue to get results, and that is why we started this in the first place. It will all be for nothing if we just stop midway, because we need to get results. And we will be at the court premises to support our people, and hopefully on that day they should be released. If not, hopefully we will be back on the streets, and this time the numbers will be 10 times more, hopefully.
Yes. Kali, did you know that the youth in the UK were also joining the protest in solidarity?
Yeah, not just the UK. We also had one in New York too as well. And this morning I saw pictures from Sunyani as well. So I think it was not just in Accra, but Sunyani, UK, and New York.
Oh.
All right. Kali, you've had a long 3-day, right? So we'll let you have some rest. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for your commitments to this cause, really. Some of us are so proud of the work you've been able to do in the past 3 days. I mean, all through when the conversation broke out on Galamsey. So I'm sure we'll have you some other time, maybe in studio, where we can talk a lot more on all the other stuff you are doing.
But kudos to you, and we doff our hats to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for having me today.
You for come around, you for come studio one of these days.
Sure, no problem.
Sure. So there you heard him, one of the lead organizers of the Free the Citizens and Stop Galamsey Now protest, Joshua Boydo, popularly known as Kali J. He has this really interesting handle on Twitter, right? Yeah, so it's like Jai Jimmy. Yeah, so like stop. In America they'll say no Malaki, right? Yeah, so don't be serious. That's basically it. But you see, it's amazing. I was making the point about convening power,
right?
And I said to you that over the years, it's only churches largely, or let me say religious groups. And politicians, even the politicians, it's just the two of them, NPP and NDC, that have been able to harness this really important
numbers.
And you listen to the likes of Obama, you listen to how he was able to run for president against all odds. It's about mobilizing people, right? Organizing people. And we've not had that in the public space in a long time, largely because of legitimacy issues, right? So when somebody comes up and wants to do something, we are not sure what the person's long-term interests are or long-term goals are. But this was quite clear. So they set the agenda. The agenda was simple. See, we need our waters clean. We need Galamsey to stop. Organized labor already had come out with 4 demands, and they stood by those demands. They said, see, temporary ban, revoke license, the LI 2264 that allows mining in forest reserves. And all of that. So they stood by those demands as well. And we said that the next thing was trying to build legitimacy for the thing. So other groups came on board. Trust issues will, of course, come up, but they found a way of dealing with all of that. And for me, the next thing they looked at was inclusivity, right? Trying to get other people on board, different views. Like, so they're like, see, Galamsey affects us all. It doesn't affect you whether you're here, whether you're in the upper class or you're in the middle class. So they try to bring everybody across. And if you look at the people that turn up for the demonstration, I was like,
people
see,
from all walks of life.
I know some of my friends, see, they are the most apolitical people I've ever come across. What are they going? Charlie,
but they were there.
The school when they are coming with driver and Charlie, but they were there. So the point I'm making is that the protest cut across social status, right? So you had the elites there, you had people lower. So the inclusivity was there. They set the agenda. He built legitimacy for it. And that's why I'm saying, see, we need to commend them so much for the work they've done. And I'm sure posterity will be kind to them.
Of course.
I'm so convinced.
Of course.
Yesterday we asked the question. Maybe you can ask our viewers this morning.
What has Ghana done?
Or
what? I think we should twist it a little. We'll come back with the question.
So are they? Then the question this morning is:
are they proud of Ghana?
Yeah. Are you happy?
I think. Are you happy? Are you proud?
Maybe.
Yeah. Ask the question and let's go for break.
Or let's just stick to the other one. What are you doing, right? So we've seen what the protesters have done, right? Kali J, influencer, he'll probably lose deals, but he stuck to the cause. He stuck to what he believes in. That stop Galamsey and free the citizens. Maybe this morning I'll also find out from you, what are you doing? Like Kennedy said, the former US president, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can also do for your country. So and I think it's in order if we ask them, what are you also doing for your country?
Ghana.
Yeah, and share that with us via WhatsApp, Telegram line 0204 447 033. Alternatively, use the hashtag Sunday Breakfast. I'll be glad to read all of your messages across for you. We'll be back right after this break.